What's going on, Silver Stackers? It's the Silver State Stacker here, and I kind of wanted to go over some items that I've been thinking back on, at least since I started stacking silver to where I am today, my journey along the way. And when I think back on it, I've made so many mistakes. So I wanted to take a few minutes and kind of share with you what those were when I reflect back on them. So hopefully you don't make those same mistakes that I did. And you guys can let me know down in the comments below if there's any items that I missed that you might want to let other stackers know about so that they don't make those mistakes. But without much further ado, we're just going to dive right into this. So the number one mistake that I made is daily coffee and takeout addiction. So I can't think of how much money along the way that I blew on fast food or going out to dinner or even just getting those coffees that, these days now cost $6 to $7 at your Starbucks, or even at the gas station when you go to fill up gas and you go in to pay for it and you grab that energy drink that, now is $3, even more than $3, unless you buy, sometimes they have specials, you buy two, you get them for $5 or something like that. But think about that. I mean, if you're just going in and you're getting energy drinks every day at $5, that's $25 a week that you're taking away from your stack. And that's as much as $100 a month that you could be using to save to go towards silver or whatever precious metal or whatever investment that you're looking to spend that on. You're blowing that on energy drinks every single day. So it can be pretty substantial when you look at it. And then, on top of that, if you go to work every day and you're not packing your lunch and taking your lunch with you to work and you're spending $10, $12, even $15 or more with today's prices on lunch, having it delivered or going out and getting it, you are blowing an incredible amount of money that you could be using to build your stack. So that's one of the big ones that I've noticed throughout my journey that I wish that I would have been more diligent. Maybe you get to take out once a week or, maybe even twice a week at most. You want to enjoy life, but you don't want to eat your money away or blow it on stuff that, is not really going to be rewarding for you in the future. So you want to enjoy life, but you don't want to blow all your money away on food. So the next thing is going to be number 2, which is chasing high premium silver and really on impulses. So I can't tell you how many times that I had a plan. I was on my way into the coin shop, or even if I was searching online, that I knew what I wanted to purchase. And then when I got in there, I saw this shiny silver piece or something that just looked, different or cool. And I went ahead and purchased that instead and ended up paying super high premiums on that piece because of its rarity or, because it wasn't what I planned for. So definitely you guys have to watch out for that. A lot of people paying, and I like my American Eagles. I do. I think the Silver Eagles are absolutely fantastic, but in the 2021, 2022, even 2023, a lot of those Silver Eagle premiums were as much as $8 over spot. And as much as I liked them, I had to force myself to stay away from those and go for more generic silver, or even looking at other sovereign silver rounds like the Britannias, which were, a lot closer to spot. You're paying $1.50 over spot, and going for different options. So when you have a plan and you're working towards a goal, make sure you stick towards that goal and don't get sidetracked by expensive premium rounds or, rare silver that is going to cost so much more over spot, which is going to be draining your resources that you could be using to add more weight to your silver stack. The number 3 is, so I've done a lot of, when I was early on, I would handle my silver with my hands. I don't think that I realized at the time, we have oils and it's just sweaty palms that when you touch silver, And especially if you don't clean it off, but that's the other thing is that, wiping your silver and polishing it is also going to add blemishes and scratches to the silver unless you're using like something very, very soft. And even then I would be very careful, but handling your silver the wrong way, taking it out, playing with it, using your hands. Now, 90% silver is a little bit different because that's silver that's already been circulated, but your 999 fine silver, you're going to want to make sure that you wear some sort of a glove or some sort of protector to keep from getting your hand oils and your hand sweat on that silver. That's going to cause it to blemish. It's going to cause it to tarnish. Now, there's a big difference between what we call toning and tarnish. Your tarnish is going to be like where you touch it, it's going to leave a mark there, almost looks like kind of like a milk spot. And then toning is where over time, the oxygen and the moisture in the air actually causes the silver some of them get beautiful rainbow colors in it, and it causes it to do what we call a toning over time. That's a lot different. So when you touch it, your silver, you want to make sure that you're wearing gloves. And, the best thing to do is to put your silver rounds or your sovereign coins, to put them inside of a capsule. So that way they're protected from the air. And then, if you want to take them out, hold them, look at them, show them off, then you're not actually touching the silver and it's going to keep it protected. So definitely consider capsules for all your silver. So we're going to move on to number 4 is going to be neglecting proper storage. So you definitely, like we talked about earlier, especially for those of you who live on the coast or by bodies of water, you definitely don't want to be storing your silver in humid rooms or cardboard boxes. And the other thing too is PVC flips. You really have to watch those PVC flips because it exposes it to more of that tarnish and the corrosion. So, like, for instance, a 10-ounce bar in a Ziploc baggie in a garage could possibly cause that to lose its luster within a few months, and it's going to really affect the value of that bar. So proper storage, maybe, you would consider ammo cases, definitely. So in all my cases, I have the silica gels in there, and, you can collect them like when you get shoes or, sometimes if you get clothes or something like that, they'll have them in the pockets. Save those silica gels, and then you can put them in your cases, and that will, help draw out the humidity to help protect your silver longer and keep it from getting the tarnishing and the corrosion. We're going to move on to number 5. And this is a big one for me, especially right now when you see the silver prices moving up, up, up. And we're at, $36.50 now, when just a couple of weeks ago, we were hovering around $32.50, $33. And that $35 threshold seemed like a huge ceiling. And we just busted right through that. Now, there's a lot going on in the world right now. There's a lot of economic uncertainty and political uncertainty going on right now. And you're hearing a lot of these people online talk about how silver is going to go through the roof. Now, that's always a possibility. And, eventually I do think that we will see 3-digit silver numbers, but we're not there yet. And silver is growing at a slow pace up to that number. And I think that's healthy. So one of the biggest things that I want to tell you is be careful of the FOMO buying. You can't always listen. Even myself, you have to question, you have to be a skeptic of everyone, and you have to research for yourself and find out, what's best for you. Now, what I want to recommend is that you do a dollar cost average. I think dollar cost averaging has been one of the greatest things. Once I figured out what that was, that has helped me grow my stack tremendously. You have to realize that when you see our videos online and you see all this silver spread out, that it didn't happen overnight. Nobody has all the money in the world. I mean, there are people that do, but most people don't have all the money in the world to go out there and, buy 2 kilos worth of silver at one time and, have this amazing stack. Most of us grew this stack over many, many years. It didn't happen overnight. So FOMO buying is one big thing that you have to watch out for. My advice is that you have a plan, you make goals, and you stick to it, and try not to get sidetracked too much by missing out on, the next shiny silver round, or even information that you hear online on YouTube or on Reddit or anywhere else about, silver's going to the moon. You better get in now. You're going to miss out. All of this stuff. So that's a huge deal. And another thing too is that FOMO buying could also lead you to not only buy stuff that you weren't intending to get, but it could also make you do impulse buying, and you could get caught up into buying fakes. And, you really want to take the time, buy what you're used to, buy what you know, and don't spend too much over spot, because those premiums are very, very hard to recover. I mean, if you bought, let's say that you bought in 2022 or 2023 when spot price was hovering around $30, $28, $30, and you paid $8 for a silver eagle over spot, then we're still not even there yet. So if you were to take that eagle and sell that eagle back, most coin shops are going to pay $1 over spot for a silver eagle, and we're at 36.50 today. You're still down. You're down 50 cents. And I know that doesn't seem a whole lot for one silver eagle, 50 cents. But if you've got 20 or you've got 40 or you've got 100 silver eagles that you need to take back and exchange in for cash for whatever reason, that 50 cents per coin is going to add up, the more you have. So just be careful on buying the expensive premiums. Silver eagles right now are not too bad. Most of them you're going to find right now around $4 over spot, which is not too bad. And as long as silver keeps heading in the trend that it's going, I think you're going to be fine over time. You do also have to realize that silver is a long game. So unless we have something catastrophic, which could always happen, silver's price is going to move up at a slow but steady pace. And over time, you're going to be able to get those premiums back. But if you're trying to make a quick buck on silver, it's just not going to happen. So don't get caught up in the FOMO, and don't always research what you're doing so that you are aware of what you're buying. Don't buy on impulses. And, the other things too is make sure you wear your gloves or put your silver in capsules so that they're protected. Don't store your silver in humid climates. Make sure that it's all protected in an airtight safe. And don't spend all your money eating your money away. Save your money. Maybe instead of coffee every single day of the week, maybe you go out once a week and reward yourself. Go out once a week and have that nice dinner, or order some takeout and bring it home. But watch yourself, because all that spending adds up, and you're just taking away from your stack for later. Okay. I hope you guys found this useful. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.